thanks for tuning in to another edition of Aimer Rides a Bike. Cornwall edition again. I'm just back here for a week. Got a reading week from school, so just taking Reilly for a little Sunday afternoon spin, and the clock's changed. So yeah, I left at 2 and I've got no idea what time it is or whether I'll be in the dark. So I've got my lights on. Let's see where we end up. I don't know if you can see me. It's very bright low light behind me, but let's go ride. Ooh, one-handed. So lovely to be outside. I'm debating on whether to take my turbo trainer back to Leeds with me and stick it in the garage, or commit to ride outside for the winter. I've been enjoying commuting on my track bike. It's 2.8 miles, takes me 12 minutes. If I get the bus, it's like 45 minutes. I'd quite like to commute as much as I can through the winter, but yeah, I love Zwift. It's so nice to just hop on, smash yourself up for 45 minutes to an hour, hop off, no dirty kit, no bike to clean, no ice, no rain, no squelchy socks, but I can't afford Zwift. So I might try My Whoosh. Don't know if any of you are using that. Apparently it's free. So if any of you know about that, leave me a note in the comments. I'd be very interested to hear your experiences. So yesterday was my birthday. It was the 22nd anniversary of my 22nd birthday. As many of you know, I was diagnosed with late stage 3 cancer, bowel cancer, 4 years ago nearly. And I was really annoyed about turning 40. And then 35 days later, found out I had cancer. And then, yeah, it's been a wild ride in my head ever since then. Really makes you kind of reevaluate. And then, yeah, I was annoyed about being 40, decided that I didn't identify as a 40-year-old. And then very quickly was like, oh, I hope I get to moan about being 50. And I'm happy to confirm that as far as we know, I remain cancer-free. And I spoke to my oncology people last week to check. I've got a blood test tomorrow, but I've had my annual colonoscopy, which was freaking awful, in August. Don't need one of those for 3 years, and I don't have to have my annual Christmas CT scan. So that was a weight off my mind. But then yesterday, on my actual birthday, I was walking through the village square, and turns out one of the guys in my village, who he must have lived there 20 years, lovely guy, I think he's about like early 60s maybe, yeah, had been ill for a little while, and basically, yeah, they ran lots of tests and they said he had cancer. And then when they finally found out what it was, they told him a few days ago he's got about 2 weeks to live. So I'd already been in, like, I think because I've just uprooted myself 400 miles and left so much behind, I was already in quite a reflective kind of mood before my birthday. But yeah, so I went in and gave him a hug. He was being taken off to his brother's house to pass away. So yeah, I mean, lucky me getting to have another birthday. Just, that was quite a big shock to the system, to be honest. So that's very, very close in my mind right now. Feeling very grateful and lucky that all of the opportunities that life has brought me, because I fit a lot into 4 years, you know, when I actually sit down and think about it, which I have this very weekend, and why I thought I'd share my thoughts with you. Oh, so I'm gonna go up the big hill, and then we'll find another bit when I've got my breath back. Had some alcohol last night because it's my birthday. So my heart rate's a bit higher than it normally would be. Think I'm a bit dehydrated, but I have got some Sturker lemony salty goodness to see me through. Right, less waffle, more pedal. Oh, it might start getting a bit chilly now. I'm at the top of the hill. Where's my sun gone? So yeah, since I was diagnosed with cancer at the end of 2020, which was like full lockdown, nobody was allowed to come and see me in hospital. No one was allowed to come and visit for the Christmas that I spent laid up at home. Had to have 3 months off work which as a self-employed person, I got absolutely no financial support for. And then decided I didn't want to go back to working 14 hours a day and doing everything all myself. So had to make my staff redundant and walked away from my business and moved to Bristol. So one of the things that I kind of realised, oh, a big puddle. Oh yeah, check out my socks. This is probably the clashiest kit I've come out in a while. Orange and pinks. Hello, look. Yeah, so the big realisation I had this weekend is just how bonkers my life has been since like post-cancer. So in that 4 years, I have quit my business, had to get out of the lease. My landlord was an absolute a-hole about it and tried to keep my deposit by gaslighting me into he'd offered to reduce my rent in COVID, and apparently I'd agreed without my knowledge to him keeping nearly £4,000. So that was one thing. I moved to Bristol and lived there for about 9 months, and then ended up working in South Devon for a bit. That didn't really work out for a number of reasons. Then got COVID, then moved back to Cornwall because I didn't really have anywhere else to go. So went back to a job that I left in 2016. Then I decided I was just really burnt out, and my job is really, so I was a chiropractor. So you're dealing with people in pain, people with a lot of emotional problems, health problems. It's a very talky job, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had so many amazing patients that I saw for more than 10 years, and it was a lot to kind of cut that off. But at what cost? You know, like you can't just keep, well, you're not earning the money that you should be earning. So I was doing a lot of work for the NHS, which is a lot less than you get in private practice. There's a lot of expenses to running a business. So I never wanted to run my own practice again after dealing with that. And then it turned out I wasn't really happy working for other people for other reasons. So didn't really have anywhere else to go. So that's kind of why I decided to retrain. So had to bankrupt my company, fell out with the bank, and then go to university, and then move to Leeds. So yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it, in 4 years? Move away from Cornwall to Bristol, move to South Devon, move back to Cornwall, move to Leeds, be self-employed, have a business, close a business. It's no wonder I'm just so tired. We are approaching the sea, just in this really narrow little, I think it's probably a footpath, but loads of other people cycle down here, so it's probably fine. Look. So here you go. Here is the sea and the sun. Not bad at all, Cornwall. Not bad. Don't get this in Leeds. Right, we're going on the coast path over there. Let's go check it out. Lovely little ride down here. Had a really nice time. I tell you what's really nice is not having to use my Wahoo, because I know where I'm going and I can make decisions on like, oh, I can make it longer or shorter, which is hilarious because when I left Cornwall, I was just really bored of doing the same old trails all the time. But having not been here for 6 weeks, I've really enjoyed coming back to them. Oh, I remember something else that happened this year. Snapped me flipping leg, didn't I? Had to work in a fracture boot for 6 weeks. So yeah, it's definitely been a wild ride. Adventures in body and health and mind and money and work and life and everything. So yeah, the sun's going to go down in a minute, so I have got my lights on. It's probably about a 20-minute ride home from here, so I am going to sign off with this beautiful vista behind me. There's some people on the golf course over there looking at me funny as well, whilst smoking and swinging clubs around, so how very sporting. Thanks ever so much for coming along for another edition of Aimer Rides in Cornwall. I will be back in Leeds in a week's time, and I will do another video, hoping to find some more people to ride with in Leeds. Some really great riding and some really great people, as it turns out. So thanks for listening to me waffle on in another edition of Aimer Rides Cornwall, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks also for the support that everyone gives me on my videos. Like, I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch them and comment, and I never really know why I'm doing this, and obviously I've talked about a lot of very personal stuff today again, because just trying to keep it real. You know, I do get lots of lovely messages from people saying that they think I'm an inspiration, which I you know, I find quite hard to I don't feel like I am, but every time I share stuff, people say thank you. And if me talking about stuff is helpful to anyone, then I'm happy to do that. So that was, yeah, why I decided to empty my brain onto YouTube for you guys to watch today. And I really appreciate you all. Anyway, right, I'm going to race the sun. I'll see you all again soon.